Antarctica has been a continent shrouded in mystery for many years. As it stands, we still don't know too much about this icy landmass, and its past is as equally confusing as its present. Over the years, we've heard many rumors and theories about what could have happened on the continent many years ago. We've heard everything from stories of a lost civilization to theories of a secret Nazi bunker from World War II. Today, we'll be taking a look at some of these wild theories and learning if there's any truth behind them. Let us know about one of the craziest conspiracy theories you've ever heard in the comments. Who knows, maybe one of those theories will make it into a future video. The Lost City. Scientific evidence has provided almost irrefutable evidence that Antarctica was once largely, or perhaps completely, ice-free. About 90 million years ago, during the Cretaceous period, when the Earth was getting much warmer, the southern continent seems to have been home to dense, thick vegetation that had adapted to survive up to 4 months of continuous darkness. Considering most plants these days cannot survive with almost daily sunlight, this was truly a revelation to scientific researchers. However, the idea that prehistoric humans ever inhabited Antarctica is almost unrealistic, as it seems like the continent has almost always been covered in ice, at least as long as humans have been roaming the Earth. It's certainly possible that some prehistoric animals likely lived there, but it's almost guaranteed that humans never set foot on the continent until more recent years. One of the most popular theories, known by conspiracy theorists as the crustacean theory, claims that parts of Antarctica were completely free of ice as recently as 12,000 years ago, and that humans may have lived there before they died off at the end of the last ice age. In fact, photos taken during a NASA mission in 2016 show the ruins of what is believed to be an ancient city. There's also video evidence that was supposedly captured by a team of researchers back in 2002 that shows the remains of a supposed prehistoric human settlement. However, this video isn't necessarily genuine. In fact, some people question if the camera crew ever existed, or if the video could have simply been some sort of art project or hoax. Even more wild is that another theory claims that the legend of the lost city of Atlantis originated in Antarctica. The truth is, the world may never know. Base 22. Aside from the belief and rumor that an ancient lost city existed in Antarctica, some people believe that the continent once housed a top-secret Nazi base that would have been the size of a small town, simply called Base 22 or New Berlin. The alleged fort is said to have been used not only by the Nazis, but also by the Illuminati. The rumor claims Nazis were overly obsessed with the occult. We know that the Nazis had many secret bases as an emergency escape plan in the event that their regime went south, which it thankfully did. One of these bases was recently found in an Argentinian jungle back in 2016. During World War II, there was a race between several countries to claim land in Antarctica, and allegedly the Germans claimed a portion of the continent as German territory and sent an expedition team to map the area. They discovered a geothermal lake where they supposedly established their base to conduct secret experiments. Another rumor even goes so far as to claim that the Nazis came across alien technology there and somehow made contact with aliens shortly thereafter. The theory claims that the Germans wanted to do deep research on this technology and potentially create real-world versions of UFOs that had been witnessed in the skies for decades before then. We don't know if any of this is true, but it's certainly scary to think about. GAMBURTSEV Mountains. In 2010, Russian scientists revealed the existence of a massive mountain range hidden under the ice of an eastern area of Antarctica. The GAMBURTSEV Mountains are believed to be over 2,400 meters high and are buried in the eastern part of the continent under a thick layer of ice that extends more than 1.6 kilometers into the depths. The recently updated images show a dramatic, rocky landscape with deep river valleys and flowing lakes. A 6 million square kilometer sheet of ice, called the East Antarctic Ice Sheet, covers the mountain range. Scientists wondered how the mountains came to be, and they're getting closer and closer to truly understanding this strange occurrence. The mountains are similar in structure to the Alps, which suggests that they are relatively old. Researchers discovered magnetic anomalies similar to those found in nearby rocks that are billions of years old, meaning the origins of the mountains date back to roughly the same time that the continents and subcontinents would have collided millions of years ago. To keep it short, these mountains are incredibly old. Pyramids. In 2016, images of mountains shaped like a pyramid in the middle of the Arctic went viral. Many argued that these structures looked like they were man-made and may have been evidence of an ancient civilization that lived in Antarctica. The structures were found in the Ellsworth Range in Antarctica and led to fast-spreading rumors that an ancient civilization built the structures more than 100 million years ago, long before our earliest human ancestors appeared on Earth. Images of the mountains can be seen in the shape of a pyramid on Google Earth. They're certainly no secret, even though we have no idea where they may have come from. It's worth noting that these supposed man-made pyramids are, at a minimum, 4,000 years old and about 10 times the height of the Giza pyramids. However, scientists insist that these supposed pyramids were not created by ancient humans or any other form of an ancient civilization. Instead, the official consensus is that they occurred naturally over the course of thousands, maybe millions of years. We don't know exactly what caused them to take the shape of a pyramid, but as far as we know, there's no real evidence that they were created by hand. Antarctica POLYNYA. In September 2017, researchers made a strange discovery that they called the Maud-Rise POLYNYA, buried deep in a pack of ice in the Lazarev Sea in Antarctica. But what exactly is a POLYNYA? According to researchers, a POLYNYA is a pocket of liquid water from an ocean that's located deep within a thick layer of ice. Experts relied on satellite observations and a reanalysis of previous data to find out how and why the hole formed to begin with. It had been a mystery to researchers for more than 40 years, but now they've found that a combination of cyclones and high winds caused the POLYNYA to form by shifting the flows of water in opposite directions, rubbing them against each other and keeping them warm enough to keep from freezing. The Maud-Rise POLYNYA is incredibly large, with some experts claiming it's the size of Connecticut, with it expanding a whopping 740% the following month before finally merging with the open ocean and disappearing. The Doomsday Glacier. Earlier this year, scientists stationed on Antarctica's Thwaites Glacier, which covers an area the size of Florida, released images of the glacier's baseline. In other words, the location where the glacier meets land. As part of the International Thwaites Glacier collaboration, the MELT team collected samples and data from this unique natural phenomenon, considered to be one of the most important and dangerous glaciers in Antarctica. A unique place that not many people see and that truly amazes. We don't yet know what the information they gathered may mean in modern science, but we can assume that this research is invaluable and may help us further understand the history of this strange continent. Cave entrance. Late last year, Google Earth users drew attention to a seemingly unidentified cave entrance on a remote Antarctic island that supposedly first appeared in 2007. The sighting apparently took place on Greenwich Island, a southern Antarctic island just off the coast of the mainland. 6 months after the discovery, the alleged cave door disappeared from Google Earth. Conspiracy theorists suspect the government or some other entity is hiding a dark secret, and that the cave entrance was photoshopped out of Google Earth to keep a hidden base secret from prying eyes. The allegations range from the possible existence of a top-secret military base to evidence of a lost ancient civilization. This seems to be a common trend with Antarctic discoveries, but they're beginning to make sense when you really think about them. The cave featured on Google Earth was about 249 feet wide by 74 feet high, which, for some doomsday preppers, meant that hundreds of thousands of people could fit inside. More rational speculation suggests that a natural event like a snowslide or climate change may have exposed or covered the cave. We really don't know, especially now since the cave has disappeared. Singing ice cream. Scientists used seismic sensors to collect images for over 2 years of the Ross Ice Shelf. Their results were published in late 2018 in a study that showed that the continent's ice sings at a constant frequency of 5 Hz, or 5 cycles per second. This humming noise is created by local winds and is affected by factors such as snow and ice on the surface, storms shifting the positions of the dunes, and excessive melting, according to Live Science magazine. According to scientists, it's like blowing a flute. It's a constant tone that never wavers, alternates, or lessens. The study's lead author, Julian Chaput, said in a statement that certain conditions like strong storms and warming weather events may cause a subtle change in the seismic hum. And by listening to the song, scientists can observe and even be able to see important changes on the surface to predict when the ice sheet will collapse. Deep Lake. As boring as the name sounds, Deep Lake is a very special place. This isolated body of water in East Antarctica is home to a barely productive yet sustainable ecosystem, although the salt content of the water is 10 times higher than in the world's largest oceans. The high salt content ensures that the deep lake remains fluid, although it still reaches temperatures as low as -20 degrees Celsius at its coldest point. A group of scientists who examined it for 18 months in 2013 had to take special precautions to prevent the water samples from freezing as they were inspecting them. When exposed to open air, the liquid tends to freeze almost instantly, so it took a lot of patience and care to make sure the samples did not get ruined. Would you spend 18 months in this hostile place? Most animals cannot even survive there, but 4 microscopic species have found a way to thrive in the deep lake's salty and cold conditions. 3 of them are known as archaea, a form of life that was originally believed to be bacteria. Known as extremophiles, these species display a fascinating ability to survive in temperatures and conditions that are lethal to virtually all other species known to man. However, these species not only live but thrive in these conditions. While it's certainly a bit of a stretch, some researchers point to these types of organisms when trying to describe what life on other planets may look like. A strange structure. In 2012, a 14-mile-long structure in Antarctica was spotted on Google Earth and caused confusion and loads of debate online. It's a mystery that has sparked speculation that the structure could be a secret government research station, a buried UFO, or who knows what else. Google Earth users described the structure as a patchy mess, characterized by a bright white spot that is supposed to be a superstructure, one of the largest in the area. The structure is so huge that it cannot be missed when searching through Google Earth. In fact, it can even be seen from outer space. The brush-like markings on the structure are seen by conspiracy theorists as solid evidence that someone was apparently trying to cover something up, but we don't know this for sure. These same theorists say that if we were able to look past the brush markings, we may be able to finally see undeniable evidence of alien life on Earth, or at the very least, evidence of a secret government base. What do you think about these wild discoveries? Have you ever looked around Antarctica on Google Earth or visited it in person? Let us know in the comments. Thanks for watching. Be sure to hit that like button and ring the notification bell for more videos.